be able to make the weight. So we'll be needing a replacement rider for race 4, number 2, St Covered.
That's interesting. Yes, it's a jolly shame with Shane Scriven, such a great jockey. But like Wayne Harris, weight is certainly a worry, more so with Shane Scriven than Wayne Harris. Lead at her debut here. That was in the race won by Mona Lisa back in November, early part of. And she started 4-1 favourite Brazen Murray on the strength of a good barrier trial, but she pulled up shin sore. Now, she's just about right now, I'd say. Brazen Murray, yep, they're off. And Brazen Murray flew out and leads about 2 lengths on settling down. Going up quickly on the inside is Mona Lisa, Bombshell handy, and so is Right Rain. A couple to Gom Jabber. Further back in the field comes Provocative Lady. Gulab second last and 3 lengths to Aragon. Along to the 650 and Brazen Murray not getting a big break on Mona Lisa. About a length and a half. 1/3 the heavily backed Bombshell. Right Rain at her quarters the outside. Then Provocative Lady, Gom Jabber the outer. About 4 to Gulab and 3 to Aragon. Brazen Murray shifting about 2 away from the rail. Swings into the straight. Mona Lisa getting up inside and now about a length behind her. A length to Bombshell called upon from Right Rain and Gom Jabber, then Provocative Lady. Well, Brazen Murray's given in and Bombshell and Mona Lisa have drawn clear. A length and a half now. Gom Jabber. It's Bombshell. De Montfort goes for the whip. She's about a half length in front from Mona Lisa, and then running on is Aragon. The leader is Bombshell. Aragon is starting to close the gap and got up. By golly, what a performance. Aragon from last has bloused the favourite Bombshell on the line. Third, Mona Lisa from Provocative Lady, Gulab, Gom Jabber and Right Rain, and the early leader walked home. Brazen Murray to finish last.
On the Super Tab, Aragon around 8:30 and 190. Number 4, Bombshell at 75, and number 1, Mona Lisa at 75.
But leading up to the race that had support late. And she has got up and blown the favourite over in the last 2 bounds. Number 9, Aragon, $14 and $3.10. Bombshell, number 4, ridden by M. de Montfort, has paid $1.50, and 1 Mona Lisa will be third, and her dividend at $1.70. Aragon racing in blinkers by Rory's Jester from Bay Willow, hadn't started since the 11th of December. Raced by Dean Nord, S. Hudson and A. Wardle, trained by Bill Mitchell and ridden by Larry Cassidy. She must have shown somebody a thing or two on the track, because there's the number 9 is first, number 4 second, number 1 third. Her only 2 starts on the 20th of November. She ran 10th out of 14 to sign language, beaten 16.7 lengths, thank you, on a dead track. And then at Rose Hill on the 11th of December, she ran 10th in the field of 11. Behind Sword, beaten 12 lengths. And anyway, she's come out this afternoon, and as we mentioned to you prior to the race, there was specking for her to say that she was going to run a race, and she has indeed run a race.
560, 7 Splendid Century, 13, $3.90. We'll have to hold these are off, Caulfield.
They're racing now. They came away in a good line too. Cheerful Player bounced out quickly. Cryptographic and Voluntary on the inside going forward from Gold Fever. Corchaband out wide on the track, and he'll head up towards the front now. He's up making a line of 3 and 4. Behind them, Gold Fever from Deadly Addiction, last of all, Best Endeavours on the outside. Corchaband has crossed over now. He's in front. He's trying to restrain this horse, but he led by a length and a half to the stablemate. Cryptographic second, followed by Cheerful Player third. A length and a half further back, Voluntary from Gold Fever running fifth, 1 off the fence from Deadly Addiction, and last of all, Best Endeavours. Corchaband, the leader, out with 2,000 to go. Out nearly 2 lengths in front now of Cheerful Player, and Cryptographic third, ahead away on the rail. A length and a half, Voluntary gets up to be running fourth. 2 lengths further back in the race, then Gold Fever, followed by Deadly Addiction, and last of all, Best Endeavours. Running up the back of the hill now as they race up with 1,600 to go, no change in the order. Corchaband putting on a fair pace in front. He led by a length and a half. Second, Cheerful Player. Cryptographic a half away third. 1 and a half further back, then Voluntary fourth. 2 lengths into Deadly Addiction on the inside of Gold Fever, and 3 last of all, the jumper, Best Endeavours. They go to the 1,400 metre mark, and there's no change. It's Corchaband left alone in front by 2. Second, Cheerful Player. Third on the inside, Cryptographic. They're followed by Voluntary off the fence, running fourth. A length and a half, Deadly Addiction, a half on the outside of him, Gold Fever on top of the hill, and 2 lengths to Best Endeavours last of all. Still no change. Corchaband ensuring a good good speed. 3.5 in front of Cheerful Player. 2 then to Voluntary, who goes up on the outside of Cryptographic, who's now ahead back 4th the rail. 2 then to Gold Fever, a half further back Deadly Addiction, and 2 lengths to Best Endeavours. The pace has been good. Coming down the side now at the 900 metre mark, Corchaban, a length and a half, Cheerful Player. Voluntary travelling well 3rd, Cryptographic locked away, a neck away 4th, and then Gold Fever to 5th. 2 further back, Best Endeavours, followed by Deadly Addiction. 600 out. Corchaban a length in front. Voluntary going up to 2nd now from Gold Fever. They're followed by Cheerful Player. Back to the inside. Corchaban trying to get out from Best Endeavours and Deadly Addiction. Voluntary strides up to Corchaban before the turn. Then Gold Fever on the outside. 2 lengths further back. Cryptographic given a crack with a whip. Voluntary travelling a right about ahead in front of Corchaban when they turn from Gold Fever. Cryptographic hard at it when they turn for home. Voluntary drew a half length in front at the 250 metre mark. Now a length in front of Corchaban, Gold Fever. Then a gap, Cryptographic from Best Endeavours, but Voluntary kick clear at the 100 metre mark, a length and a half in front. Gold Fever after him. Voluntary's over a length in front, holding Gold Fever. Voluntary will get home today. He's holding them. Voluntary down to the post, a length and a quarter. Gold Fever, 2 to Best Endeavours, 3rd. Then further back, Corchaban. Cryptographic disappointing from Deadly Addiction. Last of all, Cheerful Player.
Number 3, Voluntary, 350 and 190. 5, Gold Fever, 270, no third for 7, Best Endeavours.
Number 3.
Protest at Canberra.
On the Super Tab Proximates at Caulfield, number 3, which was Voluntary at 165 and 90. Number 5, Gold Fever at 155, and number 7, Best Endeavours, no third. Now, protest 3rd against 1st at Canberra. Now, alleged interference at the home turn.
It's about ready now at Randwick for race 3. Let's go to Ian.
Magnificent weather here. Crowd good, very good. Might be a bit bigger than the corresponding program last year when there was just over 20,000 people. Now, there's Garter King moving forward. He's getting on in years. Garter King. He's been around for quite a while. He's 6. Up comes Captain Court. And everything looks to be ready. Race number 3 here at Randwick. Nasabedi, popular pick. Greg Hall replacing...
We'll leave Ian there. The numbers at Canberra upheld. The protest was upheld. The new numbers 3, 2 and 4. Mesk declared a non-runner. All money invested on Mesk. Back.
Enjoy Dancing, actually, first away, commencing nicely, Potential Star, and the same for Garter King. And here's the New Zealander, Captain Court, moving over, looking for the lead and getting it. And at the end of 200, Captain Court leads about 2 lengths, goes Stephen Garter King. 4th, Enjoy Dancing. On the inside of Potential Star, a length, the Task Hunter caught out wide as London Bridge, followed by Isolt, a length and a half, then Grand Connection, the Driller, Wally's Choice. Oh, stumbling there was Divine Prospector, and last of all, the favourite, Nasabedi. Down the back of the track to the 1400, and Captain Court in a leisurely run race leads a length and a half to go. Steve on the fence 3rd and pulling Garter King. Potential Star 4th has settled okay from Enjoy Dancing, Tusk Hunter, that a gap to Isolt, Wally's Choice wide out. On the fence is Divine Prospector over Grand Connection and London Bridge. Nasabedi has passed 1, and that is the Driller. Inside the 1200 they go, and onto the far corner. No great change in the order, and Captain Court quickens up a little. A length and a half on goes Steve. On the fence is Garter King, 2.5 Potential Star from Enjoy Dancing, Tusk Hunter. 2 to Isolt around the roughy, Divine Prospector, then Wally's Choice, Grand Connection, London Bridge, Nasabedi, and last is the Driller, who'd be some 12-15 lengths from the lead. As they go over the 850 crossing, and the leader, Captain Court, about a length on goes Steve. Starting to be shaken up. 3rd is Garter King from Potential Star. After 2 to Tusk Hunter, Enjoy Dancing, hard at it on the rails. 1 to Isolt, 2 to Grand Connection, Wally's Choice. Divine Prospector's given up. Nasabedi's a long way back, so's the Driller and London Bridge as they head for home. At the 450, and the Kiwi Captain Court, a length and a half on the old-timer Garter King. 3rd posse is Tusk Hunter, followed by Potential Star, Enjoy Dancing, Isolt, and 2 or 3 lengths to Nasabedi. At the 250, and Captain Court now tackled on the outside by Tusk Hunter, who's lugging it off the track. Potential Star coming between them. Forget Nasabedi. It's Tusk Hunter, and on its inside, Potential Star overhauling Captain Court. Potential Star and Tusk Hunter, they're going to battle this out. Potential Star and Tusk Hunter hit the line, head bobbing finish. It looks to the naked eye from here like Potential Star from Tusk Hunter, but a real head bobber. Hang on to your tickets on both. And then Captain Court, Isolt, followed home by Grand Connection, London Bridge. Further away then came Garter King. Nasabedi, Enjoy Dancing, followed up by Go Steve, Wally's Choice on the inside, Divine Prospector, and last of all was the Driller.
Approximates on the Super Tab. Number 3, Potential Star, around 260.90. 5, Tusk Hunter, around 565. And 1, Captain Court, 150.
Potential Star to the eye, if that is the case, 5, 10 and 170. If it's 5, Tusk Hunter wide out, about $30 and 5.20. Let's have a look at the replay. Again, the horses are out of stride as they get towards the line. Well, gee, I tell you what, the outside horse is right in this. It could be a deceiving finish to the naked eye here. It looked from our position as though Potential Star might have got the bob in, but when I look at that freeze, Tusk Hunter is right there. And if you're on Tusk Hunter, and Ron Duffus, he gave it a big mention with Potential Star. He went 3, 5 and 8. You're in with a big chance here, believe you me. So hang on to your tickets on 3 and 5. 5, 10 and 170. Number 5 at $30 and 5.20. And Captain Court, number 1, has run third at 2.90. Another photo finish here in Sydney. Incredibly close finishes. 2:05.7 the overall time. 2:05.7. The disappointment was Nasabidi. It's a developed print. A developed print has been called for. So if you're on this outside horse, Tusk Hunter, well, you're in with a huge hope. If you're on Potential Star, you're in there with a huge hope. So obviously this is an eyelash. Funny thing how we're getting a lot of these finishes with horses out of stride. And that's when the heads are going up and down. But here's the number. Number 3 gets it. Number 3 is the winner. Potential Star, ridden by Larry Cassidy, is first. Number 5 is second, and that is Tusk Hunter, ridden by C. Brown. And 1, Captain Court, is third, ridden by B. York. 3, 5 and 1 are official. The 4th placing went to number 11, and that was Enjoy Dancing. And number 6 ran officially 5th, Isolt. The time, 2:05.7 in a leisurely run race, was 3.6 outside high levels class record. They ran the first 1,000 metres in 64.6, 64.6. The last 600 in 37.5, 37.5. And the winner by Kampala from Golden Daughter.
Circle of Success, 4:30.180. It's the late mail tip. Selections 3 to beat, 2 and 16 from Ron Paps. Just about set now at Randwick.
And they'll soon go. Ready to run in the Sars Produce. They're racing. That was a great start. Immediately Blevick dropped out towards the tail of the field with Bogey Drive, and Dan Zero eased back to try and get over. Anson Covered leads the way a half length on Dapper Magic. They're going quickly. Third, the West Aussie Jacks or better. 2.5 to Bogey Drive, racing up outside of Dr. Zachary. A length further back is Rest. Have got into a little bit of trouble there, followed by Racer's Edge, and then a break 2, Last Spy, followed by Code. 2.5 Dan Zero, and a Nectar Blevick is inside to the 850. And the leader, Uncovered, 3/4 of a length, Dapper Magic. 2.5 Jacks or better, Bogey Drive, followed by Restive. Dr. Zachary over on the fence, and then Code and Racer's Edge, followed by La Spy. And the last pair are Dan Zero on the outside of Blevick as they race up towards the corner. 600 left to go. Anson Covered, a length and a half, Dapper Magic. Similar margin, Jacks or better, followed by Dr. Zachary, and then Bogey Drive. Restive, a length further back, Code, Dan Zero, and then Racer's Edge. Dittman has the whip on Blevick, revving him up in case a run comes, and La Spy's dropped out of the race now. Dan Zero taken to the extreme outside. Sun Covered at the 250, a couple of lengths on Dan Zero. Here comes the Dane Hill Colt, and as they race to the 150, Sun Covered's got a handy break, however. Sun Covered holding Dan Zero, followed by Blevick on the inside, but Sun Covered in no danger, making amends for his second placing in the slipper. He'll win the AJC Sires. And Sun Covered and Wayne Harris, lucky late ride for Wayne. It beat Dan Zero, third placing to Blevick, and then Racer's Edge with Bogey Drive. Jacks or better, Dr. Zachary, and then came Dapper Magic, Restive, followed by Code, and Last Spy was tailed right off.
3 and 2.
On the Super Tab, number 2, St Covered, around $2 even and 80. Number 1, Dan Zero, 65, and number 4, Blevick at 85 cents.
And St Covered has paid $4.50 and 170. Just fleetingly, the Dane Hill Colt looked as though he might make a race of it with St Covered, Dan Zero, but no, he was no match for St Covered today. Number 2, St Covered, $4.50, $1.70. Number 1, Dan Zero, $1.40. And number 4, Blevick, it'll pay $1.70. St Covert by Covetous from Top Up, trained by David Hayes for R.R. McAnulty, as the numbers are up 2-1-4. R.R. McAnulty, D. Lai, A. Lamb and D. Lee share the ownership of St Covert. A 2-year-old bay colt foaled on the 9th of October 1991. And Wayne Harris picking up a lucky late ride. Jim Cassidy, of course, well documented. He's not riding today. Shane Scriven was then booked. Shane, great rider, but plagued by weight problems. Spent most of the morning in the sauna to try and get down to 55.5. He was unable to do so, and Connections then booked Wayne Harris with happy results for all concerned. Number 1, Dan Zero second, a bay colt 2 by Dane Hill from Confidentially, prepared by Lee Friedman, written by Greg Hall. And 4, Blevick, he's by Scenic from Blooms, a 2-year-old bay colt, trained by David Hayes, written by Mick Dittman. So David Hayes has run 1st and 3rd. Now the 4th has gone to number 10, that was Bogey Drive. The 5th went to number 7, Dr. Zachary, and the 6th placing was number 3, Racer's Edge. So it's 2, 1, 4, 10, 7 and 3. The time for the race was 1:25, which is a mile outside Luskin Star's race record of 1:21.5. 1:21.5. So basically, as many thought, St Covert up in front with Dapper Magic sitting near him, but St Covert, Wayne Harris, was able to judge the race to suit himself, and he had plenty in reserve when needed around the 200 metres, 250 metres. He just kicked the Covetous colt away, and a comfortable win. Cornella, $5.20, the trifecta $31, and the 3 and 2 extra double $19.40. And Wayne Harris, well, he's been on the wrong side of Lady Luck, hasn't he? Like Shane Scriven, outstanding jockey. Weight has certainly hindered many an opportunity. And of course, it's been well documented about the bad luck that Wayne experienced with that finger problem in the last few months, having the top amputated. But you put him on a horse with any sort of ability, he'll do justice to it. There are a few better riders in Australia than W.F. Harris. Well, it won St Covert by 3 1/4 lengths, with 1 length between 2nd and 3rd. 3 1/4 won. 1:25 the overall time. First 600 took 34.9. They got home slowly the last 600 in 38.4. Well, when I want to borrow a dollar, I know where to go.
Nice to
you
have a good day
left
for a
zero
change.
out, and
I did.
you're having a good day.
Having a good day.
Good on you.
Race 5 at Oakbank. 1, Butler's Lament, $10, or Punter's Lament, $10.
Down the board, Scarlet Dragon at $6.70. Number 2, Rantave, $6.50. 3, Arctic Love at $36. Number 4, Dollar Demand, $14. Number 5, Bar Gurley, $15. The favourite, number 6, Doozy, it's $3.52. Number 7, He's My Partner, $5.70. Number 8, Shecky Shadow, $34. Number 9, Best Seller, $102. Number 10, Kosnicki, $32. And number 11, Our Speaker at $5.20. Selections 2 to beat 6 and 11 off Caulfield.
Correct weight, Canberra.
Line 2, one of the first out, Brompton Cross near the inside. Mr. Elegant, Street Ruffian heading up to the front, though. Further out is Black Rouge, followed by Mr. Untouchable. Carol Engine going forward from a 0, Jaswan. Body Way from Forgotten Ruler, Charleston Party. Keita well back in the field, outside at Arbonne Rouge and Mamur last of all. Pace pretty good here. Street Ruffian took up the running, eased in front, and Black Rouge went up on his outside. Street Ruffian a neck in front of Black Rouge. 2 further back, Carol Engine gets into the box seat. 3rd on the outside of Mr. Elegant from Body Wave, running 5th. Brompton Cross back in the centre, 4 lengths off the lead. Back on the inside, Mr. Untouchable. Keita and Jaswana wider out from Mazuro, given a crack with a whip, and 2 further back, Forgotten Ruler, Arbonne Rouge, Charleston Party, and Mamur last of all, 600 out. And Black Rouge goes up to Street Ruffian now, a length further back, then Carol Engine to 3rd from Body Wave, running 4th but wide. Mr. Elegant behind those with Brompton Cross over on the inside. Mr. Untouchable further out, Keita coming into it now from Jaswan. Then further back, Azuro coming to the bend from Arbonne Rouge, Forgotten Ruler, Charleston Party, and Mamur. On the bend, they race. Carol Engine makes a line of 3, goes up to Street Ruffian now, 250 out. Mr. Untouchable nowhere to go, back to the rail. Then Black Rouge under pressure from Brompton Cross, and further out Mr. Elegant. But Carol Engine hit the front with 100 to go now, beat off Street Ruffian. Mr. Elegant after Carol Engine. Carol Engine a neck in front. Mr. Elegant moving up on the outside. Mr. Elegant, Carol Engine, Mr. Elegant. Mr. Elegant, I reckon, a nose Carol Engine. 2 lengths 3rd in the race would have been Mr. Untouchable. They're followed further back in the race by Street Ruffian, and behind those Mamur from Azuro, Charleston Party, Forgotten Ruler. Then Arbonne Rouge, Black Rouge, Body Wave. Keita never got into it really from the home turn. Then Brompton Cross and Just One is back near the tail.
And the double 10 and 12, 137.90.
And the win in place, number 12, Mr. Elegant, 21.10 and $5.10. 1 Carol Engine, 270, and 9 Mr. Untouchable, 270.
On the Super Tab, number 12, Mr. Elegant, around 9.10 and $2.95. Number 1, Carolingian, 1.45, and number 9, Mr. Untouchable. No dividend there officially. 12.109. The next event to jump is Eagle Farm.
At the gates at Ascot, and number 1, Boone's.
Care about a half length, the neck away second. Skating drops in the third. Then It's All in Fun, followed by Soho Square, and Skillful Star is out off the track from Deposition, Cinders, and then Romany Conti. Surface Paradise on the rails over Javelin, Excited Angel, and tacking on to Lesto. A dozen lengths covers the field, 1,200 to run, and Prince of Praise shows the way to Soho Square, ahead to March here on the rails. A bit more than a length, Skillful Star, who's travelling wide in the middle, is skating It's All in Fun on the rails, and then Deposition and Zinders, who are racing abreast from Romany Conti around Surfers Paradise, Excited Angel, Javelin, and last is Telesto. To the crossing at the 850, no variation in the order, and Prince of Praise leads the way 3/4 to a length, Soho Square. March here is third, and then Skillful Star, followed by skating It's All in Fun, Deposition, Zinders. 2.5 Romany Conti, and 3/4 Surfers Paradise, with 3 behind him, and they are Javelin, Excited Angel, and Telesto. Telesto must be the best part of 15 lengths from the Kiwi Prince of Praise, who leads the all-age field around the corner. 3/4 Soho Square. A length to March here, with plenty of room to come between the leaders, although the gap is starting to tighten a shade, but is still poking through the little fella, followed then by Deposition. It's All in Fun, and skating looking for the run, and let's look for Telesto. He's a long third last. Prince of Praise still the leader. Soho Square can't get him. Prince of Praise and Craig Carmody in full flight. March Hare battles on with Soho Square, but it's Prince of Praise. Prince of Praise beat March Hare, and it's a tighty for third, Soho Square and Romany Conti, followed by Deposition, Skillful Star, It's All in Fun, to Lesto, and then Zinders, Excited Angel, Surfers Paradise, skating, and Javelin was last.
On the Super Tab, number 5, Prince of Praise, around $29.95 and $5.90. Second, number 16, March Hare, an even dollar. Now close for third, Soho Square at 105, and number 12, Romany Conti, around $2.50.
$70 and $10.20. I couldn't catch him. Number 5. Number 16 is second, and that is March Hare, ridden by M. de Montfort, has returned $2.20. And the judge has called on a photo for third between 2 Soho Square at $2 and a number 12, Romany Conti, at $4.30. Well, Prince of Praise ran a good race on Saturday, as we know, in third in the final event of the day, 1,400 metres, but up to 1,600 metres today. And he was able to get to the lead, Craig Carmody, linking up with this Kiwi and riding in superb style, and Craig having his first ride on Prince of Praise today, and has won a Group 1 and worth $136,000 to the winners' connections, who are KK Wong and FPF Lai, trained by Bruce Wallace from Takanini and ridden by C. Carmody. Number 16 is second, and number 2 is third. Number 2, Soho Square, runs third. The official fourth went to number 12, Romany Conti, and the fifth placing went to 3, Deposition. 5, 16, 2, 12, 3, and that's it. The winner, Prince of Praise, I suppose it's some compensation for Bruce Wallace, the stable, for the narrow defeat of Kingston Bay by a split eyebrow in the Doncaster here on Saturday. The runner-up, number 16, March Hare, is by Marsh K from Tiakau Toy, a 3-year-old chestnut colt he battled on without really ever looking likely. John Morris, Mark de Montfort, and Soho Square in touch with Prince of Praise, but he dropped the bit just a fraction in the last 50. Held on for third, Jugar Gleamy and Saunders, Mick Dittman, and the 4th going to number 12, and that was Romany Conti, a Sir Tristram mare going home reasonably well. Well, I think it's fair to say Telesto, the hard run in the Doncaster handicap, has certainly taken its toll on Telesto today. He made just a short-lived dash after turning for home. It was short-lived, and obviously today raced like a very tired horse. 1.5 lengths a length were the margins, 1.5 lengths a length. The time was 1:37.4, 1:37.4. That's Craig Carmody's second Group 1 success here at Randwick. He won a Spring Champion Stakes aboard Stylish Century going back a few years. The Quinella here paid $160.70. The Exacta $489.20. The Trifecta $2,092.60. And we'll have more news after Rodney Fuller.
Thank you.
And just looking at some figures at Oakbank for race number 6. Firstly, the treble approximates. Previous leg winners were 8 and 2, with number 1 $104, with 2 $91, with 3 $91, with 4 $122, with 5 $182, with 6 $180.
Still down the track as are Clan O'Sullivan and Jet Ball. Tremendous amount of speed here. The pony from Melbourne, Brawny Spirit, has drawn in gate number 2. The inside runner here is Slight Chance. Brawny Spirit won the Moet Chandon very, very well at Rose Hill. Harry White aboard him today.
2 or 3 to move up there at Randwick. Now, this will give us a chance to have a look at race 5 at Canberra. Now, number 1, Machida on the act. 72.70, 2 Gold Apache, 361.20, 3 Exclusivedom, 340 and 220. It's the favourite. 4 Opera Blue, 10 and 210, 5 Holiday Show, 530 and 130, 6 Just a Twist, 42 and 860, number 7 No Relations, 27.390, and 8 Snip and Time, 42.790, all set for the Ansett Australia Galaxy.
They're off. Oh, what a great start. Wide Out Giant Slide, one of the early leaders, commencing very quickly. Stormy Regent, and right up there is Little Brawny Spirit. He'll head them off, followed by Royal Discard, a length to Simpose, and then Jet Ball on the outside, a length and a half to Big Dreams, and then Sublimate, followed closely by Clan O'Sullivan. Kiliad back, and so too is Ken Vane, followed by Let's Hurry. Over on the inside is Slight Chance, and a good margin off to the Katana as they race up towards the home corner. 550 to travel, and Little Brawny Spirit shows the way clearly from Stormy Regent. A length and a half away in the third spot as they swing around the home corner. Giant Slide. Over on the fence is Simpose from Royal Discard, Jet Ball, and then Kiliad, Slight Chance, Ken Vane, and then Sublimate, followed by Let's Hurry. Brawny Spirit, 250 left to go, attacked by Jet Ball, who hits the front narrowly. Royal Discard, and on the inside Simpose. Jet Ball in front with 100 left to travel. He's safely holding Brawny Spirit and then Simpose, but it's all Jet Ball, and Jet Ball wins the Galaxy in a breeze from Brawny Spirit and Simpose. Royal Discard, Sublimate, Clan O'Sullivan, Big Dreams, and then came Slight Chance and a Katana. Further back in the field was Kiliad, and then Giant Slide, Ken Vane, followed by Stormy Regent, and Let's Hurry at the tail of the field.
On the Super Tab, number 10, Jet Ball, around 780 and 255. Number 9, Brawny Spirit, an even dollar. And number 13, Simpose, around 165.
Won it, and won it effortlessly, and another big race success to the White family, who part own this particular stallion, who really has only put in one poor run, and that was behind Brawny Spirit and the Moet Chandon at Rose Hill. He went awfully that day, but the real Jet Ball stood up today. Number 10 at 16 and 460, number 9 Brawny Spirit 230, and number 13 Simpose will pay $3.10. Jet Ball by Masquet from Orwena, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Jeff White. GB and RS Phil and the Tewkesbury Thoroughbred Syndicate, managed by Arguth and John Freer. To stand at stud in New Zealand next season, I do believe, Jet Ball, and Gavin Eads winning yet another Group 1 race in the space of 48 hours, 2 Group 1s. But at least he doesn't have to worry about waiting for a photo result here, does he? Number 9, second Brawny Spirit, a brown gelding by Rustic Amber, a 3-year-old. From Devil Hostess, J.M. Winks, Harry White. And number 13, Simpose, a 3-year-old bay gelding, imposing Daybreak Express, Max Wiggins, Brian York. 10, 9, 13. Fourth went to number 11, and that was Royal Discard. Number 5, Sublimate, ran officially 5th. The margins a comfortable 1 3/4, 1 1/2 second and third. 1 3/4, 1 1/2, and they've run 1-5, 1-5, which is 2.2 outside Wayne's Bid's record, 105. The first 500, if you're interested, 29.5. The last 600 took 35.5, 35.5. Quinella, $44.30. Trifecta, $846.90. The feature double, if you struck the Gavin Eads feature double, 9 into 10, Pharaoh and Jetball, $259.90. The Doncaster Galaxy, and the course double we'll give you later. We're waiting on